This is the Election Bureau. Welcome to the Citi Newsroom. My name is Vivian Lokko.
And mine is Umaru, Sanda, Amadu. Coming up.
NDC holds vigil in honor of their late founder, J.J. Rawlings.
Using the word stealing may be an understatement. What we think the government is trying to do is to undermine His Excellency the former president, even in death.
On constituency radar, the NPP in the new Piasi constituency is confident of retaining the seat they snatched from the NDC some 4 years ago. But the NDC has vowed to win back the seat in an area they call their stronghold in the Ashanti region.
The communities have realized that, in fact, what we are doing so far, they are surprised. If you count the number of projects that we've done within the last 4 years, they are really satisfied with our performance.
4 years since the NPP took over, I think this constituency is going actually backwards in terms of development, in terms of projects.
Also coming up, 5 persons confirmed dead and several others injured after a Toyota Hilux pickup collided with a Sprinter bus on the Boasa-Dunkwa Road.
Here with this Sprinter bus, and then on the spot, 4 people lost their lives. And this morning, we have also recorded additional one, making 5 people who have lost their lives.
And later, residents of Catholic Secretariat Down in the Sunyani municipality bemoan the absence of proper drainage system in the area.
Especially Sutobreno. Ana anwadi ka bia ntime maase ha wo fa dropping plan na just obesi e wo junction no so ho ba bi na wa nante a nso no so to so a e a nso bi a anwadi udi agrokra itimi fa nkora no bi.
Let's bring you details of our stories and a special vigil in honor of the memory of the late former President Jerry John Rawlings, organized by the National Democratic Congress, has been held.
The vigil is taking place at the Obra Sport at the Kwame Nkrumah Circle in Accra, from where Citi News' Amadu and Sanda reports.
So the National Democratic Congress announced that as part of ways to mourn the former president, they will be organizing a vigil here at the Kwame Nkrumah Circle, precisely Obra Sport. And true to their words, the vigil has started. Although it was expected to commence at 5 p.m., the program just started about 6:30 p.m. Let me say that persons who have thronged here are not just sympathizers of the NDC, but also sympathizers of the former president. And so you have thousands of people all coming in just to be a part of this program or observation. So there are several big wigs of the NDC all coming to grace the occasion. And for them, the life of the former president is one of a kind, and so they need to pay the last respect to them. Yeah, so I'm currently with the Deputy General Secretary for the NDC, Peter Boamo Tukono.
Using the word stealing may be an understatement. What we think the government is trying to do is to undermine His Excellency the former president, even in death.
Why would you
know they have been very consistent in undermining His Excellency President Rawlings, and I'm sure that will be no news to you. They have vilified him, they've called him all manner of names. Now the man is there, and it is time to honor him. This is not the time for President Akufo-Addo to undermine the integrity of His Excellency the former president. Why will anybody think of removing a book of condolence when they know that the president has signed, the vice president has signed, and there is a leader of a political party of which he founded?
So you think it was
the former president is the leader, not just anybody. The former president is the leader of the party. It is just fair and right that the right things are done. In the first place, President Akufo-Addo had no business in announcing the death of His Excellency the former president. He's actually not a family member. He is not related to him in any way. Apart from the fact that he's a president, and the former president is a former president. We have traditions in Ghana, and we know that even when the former president died and the former vice president died, we didn't get the announcement done by government, because we know, first of all, that person belongs to a family before he belongs to a political party, before he became president. So if for nothing at all, you must allow the family to use due family procedure to announce the death.
Now we know that the presidency has released a schedule for the former president in one way or another to be able to go and sign. Don't you think that as a statesman it is right for the government to also take charge of the funeral of the former president?
The schedule is a most unfortunate and bizarre decision. It was an afterthought after the backlash started coming. They never thought of any schedule, because we don't use any schedule to sign book of condolence, and I'm sure you and I know that. In actual fact, why did the president sign, the vice president sign, and they removed the book? Why didn't they issue the schedule before the president went to sign? They could have done that. We saw the speed with which they announced the death of His Excellency the former president. They could have used the same speed to draw a schedule and issue that statement before they started signing. So we saw clearly that this government was just trying to play politics, very dirty politics, with the signing of the condolence book. But be that as it may, the NDC, we have opened our own books of condolence, and His Excellency the leader, the former president, has signed, and all well-meaning Ghanaians and sympathizers are invited to come and sign. We do not have any problem of that. But what we are not going to allow is for the image, the integrity that His Excellency John Rawlings really cherished to be undermined by President Akufo-Addo.
He was a source of inspiration. He was a source of hope for so many Ghanaians. And he himself was always ready to step forward and to be with the people. And I have always respected him for the leadership that he provided for Ghana. Well, Ghana would miss him for the fact that since he stepped onto the political scene, whatever he would say, Ghanaians knew that we had to, take him seriously. That he will always observe, think through things, and he will come and offer what he's thinking, or he was thinking. Ghanaians will miss that. In other words, he was like the grandfather in the home who would always come around and offer words of advice, words of encouragement, and words of peace to the people. So we will miss that. We will miss that.
There are several bigwigs all coming in to pay their last respect to the former president. We'll try and then speak to some others to just get some reactions to find out what exactly how they feel about the death or the demise of the former president.
Of course, this was a man who stood for many things, but one clear thing is that he stood for the truth, because he knew anything that is built off truth cannot survive. And so he stood for one thing, truth. Out of truth you get justice, and out of justice you get development, and you have your peace. And so one thing he stood for clearly was for truth, nothing but the truth. Many of us are directly opposite to truth, and so it has made it easier for many wrong things to be done. And so you will be concerned about issues of probity, issues of accountability, issues of transparency, and what have you, because we have taken truth out of many things that we do. If we can bring truth back as a center of things that we do, we will go very far.
We still stay with the NDC because it has insisted that it will not allow external actors to decide the way it should mourn its founder, Jerry John Rawlings. Now, this comes after the party accused the government of sidestepping them by getting too close to the Rawlings' family as the nation prepares to give him a state burial. Now, speaking after a walk held in honor of the late former president, the national chairman of the NDC, Samuel Ofosu-Ampofo, advised members to be united in the face of this tragedy.
Because we are the rightful owners. We will celebrate. We will mourn the founder of the party the way the NDC want to mourn. And nobody will dictate to us as to how we should mourn Jerry John Rawlings. We will celebrate him today. We will celebrate him tomorrow. He will forever remember in our hearts. He will continue to be the touchbearer of the NDC, and we will continue to look up to him. Even in death, he will provide leadership for us. Maybe President Rawlings knew that one day he will not be there. So he decided to distance himself a little from the party so that the party will build the necessary capacity to carry on when he is not there. Today that he is not there, he has a strong party to carry on. He has a strong party leadership from the branch to the constituency, to the region, to the national. NDC is the strongest party in Ghana. And I want to assure you that as we speak now, the only thing we can do is to remain united.
The State Protocol Department will on Monday open a book of condolence for the late former President Jerry John Rawlings.
A statement signed by moderator of the signing of the book of condolence, Nana Inokose Mensah, outlined a 5-day program for the signing of the book of condolence.
Now, the program of activities has been instituted to allow for the observance of all COVID-19 protocols at the foyer of the Accra International Conference Center.
The lineup of activities on Monday makes room for the Speaker of Parliament, former Presidents John Agyekum Kufuor and John Dramani Mahama, and other state functionaries to sign the book of condolence.
Now, the general public will, however, have the opportunity to sign the book of condolence on Thursday and on Friday. Meanwhile, the People's National Convention, that's the PNC, says it will continue its campaign activities despite others suspending theirs over the demise of former president and founder of the National Democratic Congress, Jerry John Rawlings.
According to the party, it has more grounds to cover ahead of the polls, and suspending its campaign now will not be in the interest of its efforts. It is therefore continuing its activities in the north, even though others have called off their campaign for a 7-day break.
Number 9. The People's National Convention's presidential candidate, David Apasira, began its 4-day campaign tour to the Upper East region on Wednesday, November 10, and ended the campaign on Saturday, November 14. The 4-day visit of Mr. Apasira's was aimed at canvassing for votes for the PNC's victory in the general elections. The campaign highlighted the PNC's programs and policies such as free universal health care, free education from basic to tertiary, and insurance for Ghanaian farmers. Even though the party received the demise of former President Jerry John Rawlings on Thursday, November 12, and the decision of other parties to suspend all political campaign activities, it has justified why it deems it necessary to continue with its activities. Speaking to Citi News in Bogatanga, the PNC's presidential candidate, David Apasira, said, though the party mourns with the family of Rawlings, it cannot afford to suspend its campaign activities.
Those who are suspending the campaign, they have been campaigning for the years gone. His Excellency Nana Adu had been in the news for 4 years now with everything. The NDC went to Congress, National Congress, 2 years back. They are their candidate has been going around and people know about them. We went to Congress 2 months ago, and we have to let Ghana know about us. So I am saying that, yes, we sympathize with the family. We regret the death. But we can't do otherwise. We have to let people know that we are there.
Mr. Apasira charged Ghanaians to end the duopoly of the NPP and NDC by voting massively for a PNC government. He says the programs and policies of the PNC stand out in ameliorating the plight of Ghanaians.
Now, when you vote PNC, when we come, our health insurance will cover every disease, will cover every medication, so that you are really enjoying good health. Otherwise, some people are sentenced to death. If you have cancer today, they tell you that health insurance cannot cover that. So what do you do with your cancer? You have to come on telly and plead to Ghanaian public. But thousands are there in the villages. They have no access to television. So who are they going to approach for support?
Let's move on to some other stories. And the Member of Parliament for the Mampong constituency, Kweku Amprechum Sapon, is disputing the labelling of his constituency as a security flashpoint in the upcoming election. According to him, their constituency has largely been a peaceful one, and only one significant incident of political violence in recent times. Now, he contends that the resources for deploying security officers to his constituency should be channeled elsewhere. We have more in this report.
In the run-up to the 2020 elections, the National Election Security Task Force has identified over 6,000 flashpoints or potential hotspots across the country. In the Ashanti region, the Mampong constituency has been categorized as one of the flashpoints with over 30 hotspots. According to the Municipal Police Commander, Chief Superintendent Stephen Bwedu, there is a deployment strategy already in place to quell acts of violence that may arise.
135 police stations. Out of the 135, we have 34 flashpoints. So every police station will have one police or security agent policing the voting. And where we have flashpoints, we have 2 personnel that will man that particular police station. Outside this, we have also shown the whole constituency into 4. We have Chirimpaso up to Gome Road. We have Kofiasi to Assembly Road. We have Apayo on Sochichere. We also have Asante Mampong Township.
But the Member of Parliament for the constituency, Kweku Amprechum Sapon, says there is no justification for declaring the constituency as a flashpoint.
This election is more or less between MPP and NDC. And we've never had any issues, any problems, any flashes whatsoever whenever we had elections, general elections. Never, ever. There hasn't been any fight, there hasn't been any threat, nothing of that sort. Because between MPP and NDC people in Mampong, we have very good relationships. We meet, we talk, we joke, and we laugh, we tease, okay? NDC knows that no matter what, it is only the coming of Jesus Christ that will probably help them win Mampong. It can have never happened. And the margin is so huge, right? So for them, there's no point going to fight over an election.
He adds that the state must not waste resources to deploy too many officers in the constituency due to the expected peaceful conduct of all stakeholders on election day.
Let the resources be channeled to those real flashpoints, not an imaginary flashpoint like Mampong. Mampong is never a flashpoint. Any security analysis investigation will tell you between the two main parties, there is no real animosity.
Now, the National Democratic Congress, NDC, lost the new Edupiasi seat in the Ashanti region for the first time in 2016, Determined to wrestle it back, the party has stepped up its campaign in the area. The following report by Citi Newsroom's Edward Opomafu assesses the chances of the two parliamentary candidates in the area in today's edition of Constituency Radar.
The New Adubiase constituency in the Ashanti region is predominantly a farming area. Aside from the Ashantis who live in areas like New Adubiase, Apeja, Atobiase, Ebudrase, Atase, Adanse Praso, among others, there are also some settler communities made up of people from diverse ethnic backgrounds, such as Evers, who are mostly found around the Ruye zone, Agrevi, and Adanse, Kenya. The Gans in the constituency reside around Nkramfo Kwanta, Ukrankese, and other surrounding communities. The Kwiapims are the Kojo Yentumi zone. The Krobos are however scattered, while the Fantis occupy areas such as Obonsu, Subin Camp, Yamankata, among others. Although the Ashanti region is largely considered as the stronghold of the NPP, since the inception of Ghana's Fourth Republic, the NDC had always occupied the New Adubiase seat. It was until 2016 that the NPP secured the seat for the very first time. NPP's George Poahinodro, who is a current Deputy Minister of Agric, beat the NDC's Ernest Kofi Yaka, who had been in Parliament for 3 terms. The NDC members in the area have attributed their 2016 defeat to internal wranglings that existed at the time. While the NPP in the Ashanti region is targeting all 47 seats in the region, the NDC is seeking to win some seats that used to be their strongholds. Undoubtedly, the New Adubiase constituency will be a key battleground in the December polls. The NDC members in the constituency say nothing will stop them from taking back the seat they lost in 2016.
Nothing is stopping us from taking back the seats. The seat we lost in 2016. As you know, it was the first time we lost the seat since 1992. And everything is being done to take back the seat. The seat is ours, and we must take it. Odro only took advantage of some mishaps in the NDC and took the seat. We are going to take it back because he has failed the people woefully. From all the interactions we have with the people, he has failed them, and they are going to punish him come 7 December 2020.
But the NPP constituency chairman, Prince Amfo Boahin, says they are hopeful of victory based on the party's achievements in the area ever since they assumed office.
Nanado ede DC maye na MP minister ne beka ho no impuntu djuma de ye dibi ewa ahapa enu titiro ni ntino ye ni problem ewo wini ho ye be wini enu ma de yaye akwan yaye yesisi schools ena impuntu djuma na ni nyina achi no MP no nso eye ankra emwa nso waboa wo mo.
The NPP MP for the area, George Poahinodro, is confident of being retained.
The work that we've done so far within the last 3.5 years, getting to 4 years, if they are comparing the work that we've done to the 24 years that NDC had been in power, and the people themselves, the communities have realized that, in fact, what we are doing so far, they are surprised. If you count the number of projects that we've done within the last 4 years, they are really satisfied with our performance. So definitely, I know that they will retain us to power. I would say there's time for everything. Maybe we were not doing certain things right, but when I came, I sat down, I did some assessment about the constituency, and I did some chat. I realized it's easy to win, but things were not done right earlier on. There's a town called Sunguyiwa. Masa, if you get there and see the kind of structure the children used to go to school in there, it will be amazing. A place called Huma, another classroom there. A place called Kodu Yentumi, there's a classroom, 6-unit classroom going there. A place called Kremukrum, there's a 3-unit classroom going there. A place called Ankasi, there's a 3-unit classroom going there. A place called Obonsu, 6-unit classroom going there. A place called Amenaso, 3-unit classroom going there. And a lot.
His contender, NDC's Abdulsalam Adams attributes the party's only defeat in the constituency to incumbency fatigue. He believes the party's campaign message in the constituency is resonating well with the constituents and will help them clinch the seat.
For the past 4 years since the MPP took over, I think this constituency is going really backwards in terms of development, in terms of projects, and in terms of what we were doing. If you comparatively, if you look at what we did in our last 4 years in office, and you compare that to what this MP is doing, it pales in the shadows. I think our message of hope and our promise of continue with the good works that we have done so far, that we did before we left office, it's resonating very well with the people. We are promising to provide them jobs. We are promising to make sure that opportunities are created for everyone. We have a Premiership Club here. We always talk about how that would boost economic activities if we were playing our home games here. We started building a sports stadium here, and now it's been abandoned, and the president has promised to complete it, and as an MP I'll make sure that we facilitate the completion of the sports stadium.
Citi News has been speaking to some constituents on what will influence the votes in the December polls.
As we change the vote from the NDC to MPP, in fact, there's more improvement in the system. I can talk of those who were be forced to further their education. From that 2016 to 2020 now, they have helped students to further their education. For the parliamentary candidate, I'm going for Jojo Drew, the Deputy Minister of Agri, and the presidential one, I will go for Amadu, because my junior sister or my younger sister also benefits from the VSHS.
I wasn't no share so buy and went to me and this one my it's a few way they have the salam when I call Adams Abdul Salam or no one or no one ever went to me or say park NDC 4 years no more buy no some baby park no my baby for frat one or would you so cramp to me yet. I'm a place the Omunya baby for born.
As I'm speaking, I'm going to vote for NPP. For the Member of Parliament, George Odro, he's doing great. Because he have offered, a number of, protocol, what do you call it, for that of the tertiary institution. They are having scholarships. This is the first time such scholarship have been given to people of New Edibiasi. So because I'm voting for NPP.
I am going to vote for NDC. Because the youth, we need employment. We don't have any employment here. So we need employment at New Edibiasi here. That's why I'm going to vote for NDC.
The MP has built community center for this constituency. And if you need any help, and go to the MP, he will help you. So I'll vote for Jojo.
The New Edibiasi contest will be an interesting one. The MPP is hopeful of victory, so is the NDC. But only the constituents here will be able to decide on December 7th. For Citi News, I'm Edward Oponmafo, New Edibiasi, Ashanti region.
It's still the Citi Newsroom. When we come back, 5 persons confirmed dead and several others injured after a Toyota pickup collided with a Sprinter bus on the Obuasi-Donkwa Road.
More on that sad story when we come back.
Rigworld Solutions, forging the frameworks of Ghanaian industry. Engineering solutions from the heart of Takrade, Kejebil. At Rigworld Solutions, we manufacture industrial bolts and nuts, fasteners, hoses and fittings for the extractive and petrochemical industries. World-class products with local expertise. Locate our factory in KJBill off the Takrady Takwa Road. Call 0302 949917 or 0540 107504. Email enquiries@rigworldsolutions.com. Rigworld Solutions, crafted in Ghana, engineered for the world.
I give my family confidence with Pepsodent Triple Protection 123. It's 3 toothpaste in 1 to give them cavity protection, white teeth, and fresh breath. Pepsodent Triple Protection 123.
Hi, my name is Salamatu. Yes, these are both me. You see, before free SHS, my life could have taken 2 very different paths. The SHS path depended on how much money my parents had, what sacrifices they were willing to make, and whether they would send me or my little brother Issa to SHS. The other part is what would have become of me if there was no free SHS. But today, thanks to free SHS, my future is bright and promising.
Congratulations, you have a name. It's a boy.
Instead of depending on others, I will stand on my own feet and help my family. Free SHS is where my dreams for a better future and the dreams of thousands of young girls become a reality. Don't let NDC take it away from us. Vote for NPP and give all Ghanaian girls a chance for a better future.
You've come a long way from where you started, and in that time, you've upgraded a lot. But have you upgraded your entertainment? When you upgrade to GoTV Max, everyone gets an upgrade. Football fans can up their game with La Liga and get all new action with the NBA and NFL on a brand new channel, ESPN. The kids will go crazy for the most popular kids shows, and family night is sorted with blockbuster movies on TNT. Plus, our local celebrities will keep you connected to your continent, while our general entertainment channels will take you international. There's a whole lot for the whole family when you upgrade to GoTV Max. So make the move today and give your family an upgrade they'll love. GoTV. Live it, love it.
Welcome back to the Citi Newsroom. Now, 5 persons have been confirmed dead, while 17 others have sustained various degrees of injuries after a Toyota pickup truck collided with a Sprinter bus head-on the Obuasi-Dunkwa Road on Saturday night. According to the police, investigations have shown that the driver of the Toyota pickup truck died on the spot. Now, confirming the news to Citi News, the Ashanti Regional MTTD Commander, Superintendent Emmanuel Dubois, called on members of the general public to help to identify the victims.
Police Obuasi had information that there was a crash on the stretch between Obuasi and Dunkwa Road, specifically at an area called Adinkra, involving Toyota Harris pickup with registration number GC 9888-20, which was being driven by one Idrusu Mustafa. Unfortunately, he's now deceased. And then he was driving from Obuasi to Dunkwa direction. Information is that, or the preliminary investigation that we conducted so far is that he attempted to overtake a certain vehicle which was ahead of him. So in the process, he collided with an oncoming Sprinter bus, which is also having the AW6620-13 as its number, with 18 passengers on board. The first one, the Toyota Harris, was also having 4 persons on board, including the driver. So, as a result of his inability to cut in, he collided head-on with this Sprinter bus, and then on the spot, 4 people lost their lives. And this morning, we have also recorded additional 1 making 5 people who have lost their life through this tragic incident yesterday.
Now, a number of health facilities in parts of the central region operate without an ambulance service, a situation bedeviling quality healthcare delivery in the region. Community health-based planning services, that's CHIPS compounds, and health centers are not entitled to an ambulance, a situation health workers at such facilities have bemoaned. Central Regional Correspondent Georgina Apia has the rest of the story.
Health workers who spoke to Citi News off-camera maintained that only polyclinics and hospitals are entitled to ambulance services. They described the situation as unfortunate because people in remote areas rather need such services the most due to their plight. It is common knowledge how some pregnant women and very ill persons in the hinterlands lose their lives due to the lack of access routes and emergency services such as the ambulance service. Some residents in such areas as Atonkwa, in Tranwa, among other communities in the Komenda Edina Egwafo Abre municipality, have been speaking to Citi News about the ordeal.
Binisana, which are hospital pa, about now, about Shakalunya Karda, a child ye, or Natu Ukudri, or about the Mara. Na ibi ya snori ya, a child off a dropping. No, why no 2 baba farmer or now baby kuno or no loquan or about the same thing until your one and your brother papa.
No quani yeninti. All my clinic obiara or baby biarano, no oko. Obia baby bianoko. Yanuquani say pinfu bimpo or bo a netam sunol boa. Or there, yet car. You didn't call shakar near the ma pinfunuma. Wasn't no central ana teterim ana vasti inti ya pawani chow ya best right there one more shahen no one share ye kwani mahen no one share ye clinic mahen aha ye nya ambulance bia wa ha ye nyi enkrofo a wobtena ha wo hwe ayelufu bia wa ha inti ya best right one my nurses na doctor krumpo omope ha na one for ambulance kru bi pharmacy ha na yanso
Health workers at the Adisadel Health Center in Cape Coast tell Citi News they have to resort to the services of commercial vehicles during emergency situations. They have, however, called on the government and benevolent organizations to come to the aid of the facility to ensure quality healthcare delivery. Government recently distributed a number of ambulances across the country to boost emergency healthcare delivery, but a visit by Citi News to health facilities such as CHIPS compounds and health centers in parts of KEEA municipality and Cape Coast metropolis saw no such service with the exception of hospitals and polyclinics. Samuel Owusu-Bwabing is the assemblyman for Intranwa electoral area.
Looking at the nature of the road and the CHIPS compound, assuming if a woman who is pregnant visits the place and there's an emergency, the other alternative is to call an ambulance. By looking at the nature of the road, the delay of the ambulance to the place could even cause harm. And there's a popular saying, prevention is better than cure. So I will entreat the government, whoever will win in the upcoming election, to ensure that the road is fixed. So in case, if there's any other thing that the need be, the ambulance will come. Then the ambulance will have a smooth road to travel on, and the patients will also have a smooth road to travel on to avoid any unforeseen circumstances.
Meanwhile, health and ambulance service authorities in the region were reluctant to speak to the issue, as countless efforts by Citi News to get them talk proved futile.
Now, residents of Kalik Secretariat Down in the Sunyani municipality of the Bono region are calling on the municipal assembly to construct their drains for them. According to them, accessing their homes is becoming a challenge because of the poor drainage system. Citi News' Michael Saponfum visited the area and has his report.
This is the state of drains and roads at Catholic Secretariat Down, located in the educational zone electoral area in the Sunyani municipality. Because of the absence of proper drains in the vicinity, These deep gullies have been created. Consequently, this has also affected the untarred roads in the area, as water from these drains always washes away portions of roads anytime it rains. In the rainy season, it becomes difficult for the residents to access their homes. This problem has persisted for years. Some of the residents have been recounting the challenges they go through as a result of poor drains and roads. They are therefore urging the Municipal Assembly to take advantage of the dry season to construct the drains so that next year when the rain starts, they will not go through same challenges again.
Especially Sutobreno, and I know I think Kabia intimate mass here. Over dropping crown, I just obey our junction and so baby. Now, one nantia, in so toswa air, in so be a no thing. Would the agro cry, it me fat on Koranabi.
Miankasane fish hall banning my inside her, Matonia by 20 trips of Gumsun to an in I say, your first assembly my or yes, or more labia by my over 3-4 years, Nina, or BNC Hanya she. Hey, quite the who will be a menkwana me and so Nipa Bako, Mensa Besu say. Sunyani Municipal Assembly, or mobile have a budget 210 BNT Senka, or mobile domi, say go to no crown as a feeling no crown on the baby, mobile quan boy cry, and yani beso.
Apart from poor drains and roads, there's poor lighting system in the area.
Adeɛ san ha yɛ sum kabrisi nwura nso bɛn yɛn mmoa nyinaa tumi firi mu ɛba awɔ ne yɛyi nti ha na yɛwɔ deɛ ɛka sɛ yɛho nkyerɛ yɛ ne yɛboa yɛho kyerɛ yɛ papa nti yɛhia mmoa paa sɛ ɔmo mmra yɛ light wohwɛ sɛ ne ha mo a mobɛduru yɛ kora mohwɛ sɛ ne ha sitiɛ na motumi hu sɛ yɛwɔ ha mu nti yɛsrɛ wei de yɛade srɛdeɛ yɛ a yɛwɔ area ha ne yɛde ato mo anim sɛ yɛsrɛ mo monyɛ yɛ mmoa
like wopie na anadwo na ɔba ahehu paa ahehu ana na nsɛm mu kra yɛbɛtake me kra nke bɛgye me fo mia me dem ana me hye nti hanom de ahehu paa light ani ha de nti sɛ ɔmma yɛ light wa no
isa wohwɛ ha na yɛkra ne de bɔ bɛbɔ ha ne de baako so abɔ ha na ha de no ahye nansenya so edu anadwo a has tum so in fact if it's a problem pa akonfo so high ha mo high ha seriously.
However, the assembly member for the educational zone electoral area, Amadu says he has informed the assembly and is hopeful something will be done about the situation.
The place over there has been given to someone to come and start doing some work over there. I've been accounting a lot of problems, the same area, especially where the guest house is. The people over there should have patience for me because the contractor over there will be coming there to work. Though the problem there is very huge, but they should have patience for me. I've spoken with the MCA, the assembly, and they will do something about it for us. I beg them, I know the way they are suffering. I know the way they are going through a lot of problems over there. Please, I beg you, I'm passing through your TV station to tell them that they should come down. We will work for them.
Residents of Catholic Secretariat down in Sunyani here are calling on the Sunyani Municipal Assembly to construct their drains for them. For Citi News, Michael Saponifum, Sunyani.
To some other stories, and residents of Bupali, a community in the Tatale-Sanguli district of the Northeast region, have vowed to stay away from voting in the December polls if they are not connected to the national electricity grid. Now, the community, just like many using their voting right to demand for developmental projects, struggles with good roads, potable water, and other social amenities. Mohammed Aminu Alabira has more.
The Tatale-Sangule district was carved out of the then Zabzugu Tatale district. The district is largely rural with many underdeveloped communities. One of such is the Bupali community near Tatale-Sheni area. Community members say they face a lot of challenges, especially during the rainy season. They are unable to connect the district capital due to poor road network, which literally cuts them off. The community also lacks potable water and depends mainly on streams. There is no electricity here, as poles that were deployed here for that purpose are yet to be used. With barely a month to the elections, residents are demanding their share of the national cake. as politicians find their way here to campaign for votes. The chief of the community and a former assembly member spoke to Citi News.
The problem we are worrying here is our road light. We don't have light. Even they did some people this thing. Dam. We don't have dam here. We don't have road, no light. So our people said they won't vote. Even when we, these two people who are forcing here, and we are telling that they should force and let it vote, but they say no vote here, Brooklyn, this year, no light, no this thing. So we are forcing the people that they should let us vote. But they say we won't vote.
Thank you.
Plenty of people say they won't vote.
Citi Williams, also a teacher in the community, spoke to Citi News.
We found it difficult to go to Tatale during rainy season. The river, when it rains, the river is flooded. We can't get means to go to Tatale. We don't have bridges, no road, no lights. We are under Tatale Sangole river. We find it difficult to do whatever Ghanaians are doing. And we talked to them to also for the district assembly to also for some help us with electricity.
Attempts to seek answers from the Tatale Sangule District Assembly proved futile.
You're still watching Citi Newsroom on Citi TV. Still ahead. Residents of Kente Newtown, a suburb of Kintampo, blame the poor construction of drainage system on the recurring floods in the area.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
It is Christmas.
What do you want for Christmas? A new car, a vacation, or expand your business? Make your wish and have it come true in the 100 days of Christmas with a Republic Bank Christmas loan. The Republic Christmas loan is quick, easy, and so affordable with super fast turnaround time. Come into any of our branches nationwide. Call or WhatsApp 055-654-3212 or apply online via republicghana.com. Remember, wear your nose mask, stay safe. Republic Bank, we are the one for you.
During tough times, we need a competent leader we can trust to keep us all safe.
Nana gave me free water when I needed it most to keep me clean and safe from COVID-19.
Nana gave me lower cost of internet during COVID-19 to operate my small business from home.
Nana told us to trust him to keep our children safe from COVID-19 when we sent them back to school. Nana was right.
Nana gave me free electricity in my hour of need during COVID-19.
Nana told us to trust him to keep Ghana safe from COVID-19.
Looking for something new this November? Looking for star-studded suspense?
It's what rich, entitled people do when threatened. They conceal the ugly truths to protect themselves.
Maybe you're in search of true love.
Roses are red, violets are blue. I got a crush on you, baby, would you be my boo?
What about a bit of family drama? Need something to keep the kids entertained?
We're ready to help with the case, Mira. We'll look for clues.
Perhaps criminally good comedy is your thing. Whatever you're in the mood for, look no further than DSTV.
You're welcome back to the City Newsroom. Now, residents of Kente New Town, a suburb of Kintampo, in the Bono East region have blamed recurrent floods in the area on the poor construction of a drainage system that accompanied a road project there.
The frustrated residents who have lost several items say they did not experience the floods until the construction of the road and the drainage system.
Our correspondent there, Michael Chacho, has more.
Kente New Town is at the center of Kintampo, but the community experiences flooding after almost every downpour. The capacity of the drainage systems is usually overstretched by the amount of water trying to run off the road when it rains, thereby causing flooding. Residents blame the situation on the poor construction of the drainage system. Property worth thousands of Ghana cedis have been lost to recurrent floods, but authorities are yet to intervene, despite several complaints.
And it's always been raining since I was a child. We never experienced flooding. But then after the construction of the road and the drainage in the neighborhood, whenever it rains for even 20 minutes, the whole place gets flooded. The whole place. It gets into people's rooms. So when it's raining, you would have to be in the room. But this one, when it's raining, they have to come out, wait for the rain to subside, and then they have to pick buckets and fetch water out of their rooms. When it rains, the main road that leads to the northern hub gets flooded.
Ma neniama nyina rahafo niama ni nyina say asese medical mini cousin de makwala no ai koto busi de ama say me bi sampa kese say kwan no de susa no say hayagene no de e den ma ye papa e pa cho ye kwan tama ne yin kwan we de na nsuo ta e che beta ma de achepra ye hunu hwe ye kwan be ye CSD free what they call the Nina, Tam Bia, Shebetobia, a fire dam Nina, Yanina, Timmy, Tiana, Yamia, and Intigrano, I just think a free and twaba. Now, so I say, I took my hair, a beer, Nancy Cyber, I'm a betting I had a plan on my said, Baya, Yasun Suta, a competence, and Suta Palmo baby.
The frustrated residents are demanding a reconstruction of the drains. Reporting for Citi News, I am Michael Chachu Aholu.
Well, that's it for today's edition of the Citi Newsroom. Log on to our website, citinewsroom.com. We have more stories there.
Subscribe to CityTube on YouTube for more exclusive video contents from Citi TV.
Download the Citi Newsroom app from the Google Play Store and keep updated on the go.
You can also watch Citi TV on DSTV channel 363 and GoTV channel 182.
My name is Vivian Lokko.
And mine is Umaru, Sanda, Amadu. Thank you for watching.